Hi everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My video today is going to be a bookshelf tour. Now I do want to say that I don't have the biggest of rooms, so I just have two mini bookshelves instead of like a huge bookshelf. So I will show you those, and primarily what I keep on those bookshelves are books that I've read and loved and would read again and just want to display. So they're not all of the books I own, but they're all of the books that I really love and have read and would read them again. And then I also have some books stored below my bed, which I will show you guys as well. Those are also books that I've read. They just didn't make it to my bookshelf. I either read them a really long time ago, so I kind of don't remember them, or I didn't enjoy them as much as some of the other books on my shelves. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I will let you know that the lighting isn't great when I'm going through my bookshelves. It's a very rainy day outside, so bear with me on that. I tried to do the best I could. So let's go ahead and get into the tour. Okay, so this is a quick overview of my first little bookshelf that I have in my room. And like I said before, I know these shelves might not make sense to everyone, but they make sense to me, and that's all that matters. So as for this first shelf, I have the White Queen, the Red Queen, the Kingmaker's Daughter. We're gonna get a bunch of books falling down here, and the Other Boleyn Girl, all by Philippa Gregory. And then I have the box set of the Divergent trilogy, which contains Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant, all by Veronica Roth. Then I have The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay, all by Suzanne Collins. So on this shelf I have the Harry Potter series, which is pretty self-explanatory, but I will show you anyhow. I have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter, ooh, this one's going to get heavy here, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And then I have the dust jacket, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This is what I'm currently reading for Summer of Spells, so the book is by my bed. And then I have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And the last one, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, all by J.K. Rowling. Alright, and this is my second mini bookshelf. And of course I just have some fun goodies up on top. They're kind of doofy, but that's okay. And then this first shelf, here I'll give an overview first. So this bookshelf obviously has a lot more books on it. Now this shelf is like my most unorganized shelf. There's really no reason behind it. I don't know why I started doing this, but it did. So on this side, these are books that I have read that I want to get the sequels for. So we have I Heart Hollywood by Lindsay Kelk. This is the second book in the I Heart series, and I love this series so much, so I want to go ahead and get the third book. Then I have Article 5 by Kristen Simmons. This is the first book in the Article 5 series, and the rest of the trilogy has already been released, and I did like it. So I think I do want to go ahead and get the second book, which I think is called Breaking Point. And then, ooh, this one's kind of stuck in here, but it is the Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea, whoops, by April Genevieve Tukolk. I will link the review to this I have on my book blog down below, and I thought this book was okay. I'm still like, I don't think the second book has been released, but I'm still, you know, kind of iffy on whether I want to pick it up, but I have it there just in case. So then this book fell down. But then this side of the bookshelf, again, I don't know why I did it like this, but this side of the bookshelf is books that I have like ready to grab because I know I want to read them really, really soon. So the first book I have up here, so I haven't read any of these, is Of Poseidon by Anna Banks, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about this trilogy. This is the first. And then I have Where I Belong by Gwendolyn Heasley, and this just sounds like such a cute contemporary book for summer, so I put it up there. I have Such a Rush by Jennifer Eccles, and I'm really loving Jennifer Eccles right now, so I'm excited to get into this book. I have The Fame Game by Lauren Conrad. I think these books, you'll see some of her books later on my bookshelf, and I think these are just fun for summer. So, I mean, they're not like the greatest of reads, but it should be cute. And then I have Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi, and again, nothing but amazing things about the entire trilogy, so I'm excited for that one. Same with this, Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I think this is book 1, and I think there's like 4 books out already, and I think the 5th might be coming out. And then I have The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkins. And the last book up here is Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. And this is my Nicholas Sparks collection and my Jodi Picoult collection, and then just a few other random books that have a little bit of a darker edge to them, but they're still contemporary. I have read all the books on this shelf. So the first one over here I have is The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. Quite the classic. Love that book. Then I have The Wedding by Nicholas Sparks. I have A Walk to Remember. I have The Rescue. I have Nights in Rodanthe. Then I have The Guardian, and I actually really enjoyed this book. I have True Believer and At First Sight, and those books do kind of tie in together, so I do recommend reading True Believer and then reading At First Sight. And then I have Dear John. Can you guys even hear me over the books thudding in the background? Then I have Dear John, and the one that fell over here is The Last Song. And the last Nicholas Sparks book I have is Safe Haven, and I really enjoyed this book. Those are all by Nicholas Sparks. Those are all the books I have by him that I've read. And then I have my Jodi Picoult collection. So I have My Sister's Keeper, which I adore this book. I loved that book so much. And I have The 10th Circle, both by Jodi Picoult. And then I have Stolen by Lucy Christopher, and I, again, loved this book. I thought it was so good. I have Hypocrisy by D.M. Anacino, and I received this book for review, and I really enjoyed this book. It's a medical thriller, and I thought it was really good. The first medical thriller I've read. And this book I also received for review. It's The Conspiracy Kid by E.P. Rose. And then the last shelf on this bookshelf is all of my contemporary books. Again, contemporary books that I've read and really enjoyed and want to display. So the first one I have here is Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. Adore this book, absolutely love it. And then I have LA Candy, Sweet Little Lies, and Sugar and Spice, all by Lauren Conrad. That's the LA Candy trilogy. And then I have Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, and I really loved this book. I loved Lauren Oliver's writing in this. And then I have I Heart New York by Lindsay Kelk. This is the first book in the I Heart series. And then I have, these are going to fall. I have Going Too Far and Forget You by Jennifer Eccles. Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. This is the 3 little mini short stories that all kind of tie together. This is such a cute book to read around Christmas time, in the winter time. I love this. Okay, so then I have a couple cute little children's books that I absolutely loved as a child, and this is Dragon's Fat Cat by Dave Pilkey. And then I have One Frog Too Many by Mercer and Mariana Mayer, and I love this book. Such a cute little book. I think it's just a picture book, but it's adorable. Look at these frogs. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the books that are stored underneath my bed. And I have 3 containers under there. Nope, I think I have 4 containers under there that have books in them. And so let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, so my first little container under my bed is mostly classics or books that I read for school, which are also classics. The first one is A Separate Peace, and this is by John Knowles. Then I have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I have Hamlet by William Shakespeare. I have The Plague by Albert Camus. I believe that's how you say that. I think it's French. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And then I have The Spirit Catches You and You Fall Down by Anne Fadiman. I also have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And lastly, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I also have some books from my middle school days. I read these obviously forever ago. I have TTYL, TTFN, and Later Gator, all by Lauren Miracle. I also have Lucas by Kevin Brooks. Then I have Twilight and New Moon. Then I also have Eclipse and Breaking Dawn, all by Stephanie Meyer. I read those books forever ago. Plus, I have the Twilight Director's Notebook, and this is actually really cool. I'm not a huge fan of the Twilight series. I mean, I read it forever ago. I hardly remember the books. I didn't care for the movies, so that kind of ruined the series for me. But I got this again forever ago, but I did really enjoy this Director's Notebook. It's just like behind the scenes of the filming, so I think anything about behind the scenes on the set of films is interesting. Then I have The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, The Second Summer of the Sisterhood, Girls in Pants, The Third Summer of the Sisterhood, Forever and Blue, The Fourth Summer of the Sisterhood, and lastly I have Sisterhood Everlasting, all by Anne Brashares. I also have Style by Lauren Conrad. Then some books that I read a little bit more recently. I have 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Then I have Devil on My Heels by Louis Zamperini, and I really loved this book. This is a great biography. I adored this book, and there's actually another book that's also written about his life. I think it's called Unbroken, and I forget who it's by, but it's like the same story. It's just from someone's interviewing him about his life, and that book is being made into a movie, so this kind of is too, and I'm really excited about that. And then I have The Dressmaker by Kate Elcott. This is a book about Titanic. I also have The Master of Disguise, My Secret Life in the CIA by Antonio J. Mendez, and this author is who the movie Argo was centered around, and I found this book to be really interesting. And then I also have V for Vendetta by Alan Moore and David Lloyd, and I love this movie. This is absolutely one of my favorite movies. I saw the movie several years ago. I've watched it several times, and then I decided to pick up the book. This is my first graphic novel, and I adored it. In the final storage bin under my bed, I have my entire collection of Baby Blues comic books. This is by Rick Kirkman and Jerry Scott. This is the first book, and I'm not going to show you them all because I think there's like 30 of them. And then I also have like the collections of their comics as well, but this is the first scrapbook, and it's called This Is Going to Be Tougher Than We Thought, and it's such a cute little series. Thank you guys so much for watching my bookshelf tour / storage bins under my bed tour of all of my books. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye! I think I was looking weird. Well, that's always, but anywho. His little eyes, they just crack me up. Ooh. I will post, no, that's not what I'm going to do. And I don't really have a reason, I don't think. Ah! Shoot, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, let's see. Is that in focus? That's close enough. Just so you guys know, this camera is sitting on a chair and like a stack of books. Yeah, we're getting really professional in here. We're just gonna keep going. This is just gonna be all in one take. Love it. Okay, and then the last book on, nope, that's not how you say things. Okay. Let's take that again.